Hello. Okay, so I'm going to review a production of Othello that I saw put on by Richmond Shakespeare this past summer. And I'm going to talk about a couple of the acting choices that I really liked in it because overall the show was fantastic. I really enjoyed myself. It was I think one of my favorite Shakespeare productions that I've ever seen. I just had a really good time the whole time I was watching it. So first I want to talk about the actor who played Iago and a choice that he made that I really enjoyed and really liked was he was really cruel and really cunning throughout the whole thing, but he maintained absolute control over his actions and, ultimately over all the events of the play. And so he was really calm and really cool and really collected, and his confidence never wavered, ever, throughout the entire thing. And so then at the end, he had this beautiful moment when they figured out that, he had devised the whole plot and they're arresting him and he's just laughing his head off, and then because he had maintained so calm and so cool and collected, and he really, he got passionate and he got angry, but he never let it overtake him. He was always very collected. It gave off the impression that he wasn't, he hadn't lost it, he hadn't gone off the deep end, he was just evil. And I really enjoyed that. I think it was a really interesting choice that I hadn't really thought of for Iago before. And Cassio, the actor who played Cassio, everything he did was really believable. I watched the way you could see the way the gears in his mind turning when he was listening to Iago and when he was, sort of fooled by the events that Iago put into play. I really saw his brain follow the connection, like what would lead him to be like, oh, of course this is the right decision to get drunk and get in a fight and ultimately get kicked out. I really just watched his brain go there, and it's very believable. I would have liked to see a few more. I would have liked to see a few more layers to Cassio. I feel like he was a little bit one level. So I would have liked to see maybe him to see him unpack that a little bit more. Othello, the actor who played Othello, um, he had really great presence. He had complete and total command of the space, and you really believed that every time he came into the room that he was the most powerful person in the room. He was the toughest person in the room every time just by standing there. And that was a really powerful example of presence, and I was really impressed. And he made me believe that not only that he had the most power, but that he earned it. Like I never for a second, doubted that everyone there like truly feared him and that he'd earned the right to be that powerful. And there's also, I thought, a really lovely shift with his character when he was around Desdemona. He still had that huge, like larger than life presence, but it completely like flipped into a tenderness. He was big and loud and present, but in a very tender way. And it was a very subtle shift, but it at the same time it said so much about their relationship because you could see like how passionate he was about her. And of course, our own lovely Jess Rawls was in the production, and she was fantastic. She was so much fun to watch. And the thing I think I liked the most about Jess's performance were her vocal choices. She did a lot of different levels vocally, and that I think is what made her um, a really memorable performance because she gave so much in every little piece that she delivered. There were so many different levels vocally up and down, and it made her really interesting to listen to. Like everyone in the audience sort of snapped to and listened when she talked. And it was really great to get to see her work, and I was so proud of her, and she looked beautiful. So overall, it was a great production, and I cannot wait to see more of Richmond Shakespeare. The end.